So beautiful to see beautiful ladies here, and I tell you, it's amazing to see a generation of women here who I look up to, because you are starting at the age where I started. So let me tell you a bit about my life and how I started. I was born in Africa, Uganda, and my family from India went to Africa. I was born there. At the age of 10, my father said, right, let's go to England. So shifted us into England, and off we came here. And we came just before Idi Amin started doing his nasty bits of kicking the Asians out of the country. I got to this country, and my father said, this country is not going to be good for my children. So he packed us up and took us to India. And my education was like this. I didn't know where I was going. At one stage I couldn't speak English, and then took us to India and put us in a convent. I was taught by nuns, and my father said, "Nah, come back to England." So shipped us back to England, and I had my education here from the age of 12, 13. My education was here. So everything from the beginning, it's been here. Now, I went to, obviously come from an Asian background. My father was very strict, said, oh, no, you've got to go to girls' school, can't go to boys' school, thinking I'm the only girl because I've got 3 brothers and myself. So they didn't want me to be a tomboy or become, so they put me in girls' school, where at the age of 16, I wanted to be an air stewardess. Don't know why, but I just thought it was a glamour job, traveling around the world. It was beautiful. I could go to all the different countries, become a waitress in air. Lovely. So at the age of 19, I applied for this, and I found that they said, but you don't have the height for it. I said, oh dear. And everything went on. So at that time, I said, okay. And then my father said, well, no, you know what? You need to educate. Asians always push their children into either being a solicitor or a dentist or being something high-end, but never into anything else, whatever you're interested in. My interest was going to be air stewardess. It didn't become. So then at the age of 19, I went into IT. I hated it. I really hated it. I wasn't interested in food, because to me, I wanted to be out. I was more of a traveler. I wanted to be traveling rather than being at home. But as an Asian, I wasn't allowed to. So at the age of 22, I got married. Again, influenced by my parents. I had arranged marriage, just for you guys to know. I've been happily married for 35 years. 35 years. Happily married. And I wouldn't look behind, not even for a moment, because to me, the man I married is absolutely wonderful. He has supported me from day one. He's still supporting me now. So when I got married, obviously got married into a very big family. So food was one of those things Asians are very proud. So obviously my mother-in-law rings up and says, look, I'm coming down, because she's in Leicestershire. She ring me up and said, oh, I'm coming down. The first few weeks it was fine, because she used to come down with a couple of people, it's fine. And as time went on, she used to bring 10 people, 15 people. I said, oh my God, how do I do this? And I started cooking, and I got into cooking a lot more. So at the age of 25, I knew exactly how much to cook for how many people, and I got interested in food. So my food interest came, I would say about 25. And then on, I just carried on doing what I did with the family, and then I had my children, so I got children growing up. And then around about age of 45, now remember, in between that time I had my children, grew up, family life, all that. Age of 45, my husband comes home with a Metro paper. He goes, you need to enter this. I said, well, enter what? MasterChef. I said, are you kidding me? I cook family meals. Or what am I going to do on MasterChef? They do all these fancy things. I can't do fancy things. There's nothing to do about fancy. If you do what you do best, you go and learn. So I went, entered MasterChef. Would you believe it? I came second. And And that is cooking from my heart, because that's what I do, is cook from your heart. When you do something from your heart, that's what is brought me. And then I opened up my company, Daksha's Gourmet Catering, in 2007, and I haven't looked back. It's been now almost 12 years, and I'm still doing so well. Let me tell you a bit of a story about how and what I do. I do from wedding caterings to fine dining to a lot of other catering. Now my journey is basically, how should I say, I do catering for Asian wedding markets. Now Asian wedding market, they don't invite 50 people, they don't invite 100 people, they invite 400 people. Now to cook for 400 people is not a joke, right? And my first job was a little bit of a shaky job because it was looking at all these people. And then I learned, it can be done. And because I had the passion for food, I wanted to do, because I wanted to be my own boss. I didn't want to go and work for somebody else. At the age of 45, you look at this, ladies, I am now becoming 60 this year. Yeah, I'm going to be 60. And I can outrun a 21-year-old. I have staff who are younger generation in the kitchen, and they're saying, oh, chef, I'm tired. I said, I've been on my feet 10 hours, 12 hours, and I'm still running around. I'm much older than you. Oh, chef, can I sit down, please? I'm really, really tired. Right? But, ladies, the energy you have, because it's your own business. I never had BREW. I never had anybody to help me to become who I am. I did it myself. Ladies, you've got an opportunity. You've got BREW behind you. This is where you take an opportunity and take everything they're going to teach you. I would suggest you do that. Let me tell you a story that I did a job last year. I went to Italy. I did a wedding in Puglia, in South Italy. Now, it was an Italian gentleman getting married to an Indian lady. So they wanted fusion of Italian, Indian, etc. I was there for 4 days. I took a crew from here. I flew them down. I took 100 kilos of ingredients from here, which I couldn't get there, but I could get fresh fish in Italy. I could get all the fresh vegetables. I could get all the lentils. All the fresh produce was from Italy, but I took everything from here, and I ran a 4-day event in Italy for 200 people. That's from breakfast, lunch, dinner, wedding party, and running the day before reception and the day's reception. I did all that in 4 days. I have probably slept 2 hours, if that. 2 hours, ladies. Right? And when I got on the plane on the last day, I was just leaving the hotel, and some of the guests were there, and they came to me and said how wonderful the food was. I'm not boasting about myself. They came to me and said how wonderful the food was, and I felt like, oh wow, this is what makes me happy. Money, yes, money makes everybody happy. Obviously, that's going to make me go further. But what else makes me happy is somebody coming to me and saying, oh, your food was great, or your service was, or your staff was good. That's what makes me happy, because I'm going away. I'm coming back home thinking, all of them enjoy themselves. They really love the service. They really, really love my food. So what I'm saying to you is that whatever you do it with pride. Do it with passion. If you got the passion, you will go far. One door closes, the other one will open. Do not think. I have falls. I've had breakdowns where I've been not well and I haven't not been able to produce much. But that day is finished. I open. I get up the next day and I get on with it. Because to me, it's my business. It's my own business, and my interest is to go further. Maybe one door closes, but the other one will open. God always says that there is not one person in this room or anywhere in the world hasn't got a destiny. Everybody's got a destiny. I may be able to cook. All of you may be able to do other things. But remember, we've got all fate is written in your hands. So please, ladies, think of it. that everything you do in your heart, do it your full-heartedly. Doesn't matter how old you are. Think of me, I'm going to be 60. I still want to carry on. You know, my husband's telling me, do you think it's time you retire? I said, I don't think so. Can you imagine 12 hours with my husband? Oh. I love him. I've been 35 years. Come on, 35 years I've spent with him. But can you imagine spending all that time with him? He's a lovely man. He's a lovely man. But I don't think I want to spend, you know, I mean, he's beautiful, he's a lovely guy. But, so that's one thing. The other thing that I wanted to also say to you is that I have done not just wedding catering. I do from wedding catering to fine dining to even doing street food. I help out Pan Out. There's a group out there called Pan Out. I do that. I do a lot of different things where I go to schools, right, and I give them master classes. When you see a young child and looking so keen, you know, it gives you that joy that you're giving your knowledge to that particular child or that particular person. It gives you so much joy. So to me, cooking is my pride. To me, passing on to other people is what I would love to see all of you and do something, and it'll give me so much pleasure. So, ladies, take the opportunity. Take this beautiful opportunity which is in one's hand. Please, BREW is such a beautiful thing that you can take it, make the most of it. Don't look at your age. Think of me. I'm 60. If I'm standing here, you've got every chance, guys, every chance. Good luck with everything. If you've got any questions, please ask. I'm here, and if there's anything I can help with, please do so.